of the channel and a concerned wheelchair user who got in touch with us to voice his concerns. We're really happy to have you this morning. Can you just firstly tell us what kind of extra help do you think people with disabilities need at the moment? What kinds of extra costs do they face?
Well, they're facing all sorts of costs from the fact that I can't use a washing line, so I'm reliant on a tumble dryer, and there's lots of users with medical equipment that they've got to run 24/7. So they are facing seriously increased costs. I mean, I've been looking at how to mitigate my costs, and I live in a council flat. All the land around me is communal, and I requested permission to put up a very small wind turbine, a 5 kilowatt wind turbine. It would only sit 2 meters off the ground, and it's less than 2 feet wide, and that would generate, as I said, 5 kilowatts. That would mitigate all of my electric needs, but the council have refused it. So there you go.
Fascinating, Jack. That's fascinating, because so just tell us, is it something that you became interested in terms of generating electricity because of this crisis in terms of bills now, or is it something that you were always considering?
No, it's something I've always been looking at. I mean, these units are £2,000. They integrate into your electric system, in my case, the flat, and would sit there and generate probably a total of about £3,000 a year. If we did that to the 1.6 million council properties that we have in this country, the cost of the units would be about £3 billion. But we would generate 12 gigawatts of electricity from wind. It's totally green, it's relatively cheap, and would make some of the most vulnerable people who live in council houses on low incomes almost energy self-sufficient. To me, it seems like a logical choice, but nobody listens to.
Jack, can I ask you on what grounds the planning permission for that was rejected?
Because the land is communal. It's a helix wind turbine, so it rotates around as opposed to blades. I mean, we're surrounded by 1 megawatt wind turbines here. We've got lots of them around, the big ones that you see in the wind farms. We would only actually need 250 of these smaller ones to generate the same amount of electricity. We literally could, and I think the government are set in their ways. They're reliant on energy companies. They want to keep those going, and they're not looking for an out-of-the-box type solution. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. And Jack, just very quickly, are you feeling more relieved now that you know Liz Truss is going to be announcing this package, or are you still a bit hesitant as to whether it will really all trickle down?
No, I think it's. I mean, 150 billion you're on about. We're just putting that debt onto the next generation coming through. Our kids and people who are leaving university now are going to be paying for that for the rest of their lives. I think it's I don't know. I think there's probably a better solution.
Yeah.